This is the Lenovo IdeaPad S340 and today I'll be reviewing it to find out if it packs the punch which you need or not. Let's dive right in. So let's start with the specs of this laptop first. So the laptop which I have with me comes with the i5 1035G1 i5 10th gen processor, 4 cores, 8 threads, a base clock speed of 1 GHz and a max boost of 3.6 GHz. If you did not understand the technical things which I just said right now, take it this way. This laptop CPU is great. It can handle light to medium tasks perfectly, and you can also do a bit of heavy usage like video editing, graphic designing, 3D rendering and so on this laptop. Apart from the CPU, it comes with 8 GB of RAM in it and 1 TB HDD and 256 GB of SSD. The graphics is the Nvidia MX250 with 2 GB of video memory. As for the pricing, it costs 61,800 on Amazon with the MS Office version, and if you opt for the version without MS Office, you can save quite a bit of money and the laptop will cost you 54,800 INR. So talking about the build quality, the laptop looks very nice and feels very premium with the silver grey color which this ships with. Apart from that, the laptop is pretty sturdy and there is no flex on the keyboard or on the body or on the hinge. As for the weight, it's pretty portable and very light, and the down plate is made up of plastic whereas the upper body is made up of aluminium. So the build quality is a nice tick. One word for the build quality of this laptop would be nice. Now as for the ports, there is an abundance of ports on this laptop. On the left side, it comes with the power jack, an HDMI port, a USB-C port and a headphone cum microphone jack. The right side features 2 USB-A ports and one full-sized SD card reader, making it great for videographers and photographers using this laptop for some light editing. Now talking about the display. The display on this laptop is a very okayish one. It's not the best display, but it's enough to get the job done for most of the people. Talking about the color specs, the display features a 52% sRGB coverage along with a 44% Adobe RGB coverage, which make this screen a not so good display for color related work like color grading. So if you're going to use this laptop with any kind of color related software, then you'll have to use a good external monitor with it. But for the majority of the people out there like office people or students, this display is just fine to get the work done. It isn't bad, it isn't good, it's an average display. For the brightness, the laptop gets averagely bright. It has a brightness of 300 nits, which is not very good for outside conditions, but for indoor usage in artificially lighted conditions, it's awesome. One thing to notice that all these specs only matter for you if the display is a make or break deal for you. Otherwise, for most of the people, as I said, this display is more than enough to get the work done. Now, before going to the battery life and performance of this laptop, let's quickly cover the keyboard and trackpad. The keyboard is nice to type upon, but it's a bit springy. The key travel distance is quite nice, which makes the typing experience even better. The keyboard isn't that noisy except for the spacebar key. And one of the great things is that it is a backlit keyboard. As for the trackpad, here's my honest feedback. It sucks. The trackpad is very bad. It's not accurate, it's slow, and it malfunctions quite a lot. So if you need to use this laptop, you'll definitely need a wireless mouse to use instead of the trackpad which comes built into this laptop. If you compare it to something like the MacBook's trackpad, then it definitely falls out very behind. Here's a quick bit about the battery. The battery will last you 5 to 7 hours upon normal usage like web browsing, watching videos, writing documents and so on, which is what this laptop is built for. I would have loved to see 10 to 12 hours of battery life, but 5 to 7 hours is pretty respectable too. Now here comes the important bit, performance. So for all our tech geeks out there watching this review, our benchmark scores are given on the screen. In Geekbench 5, it scored 1188 for single core performance and 3599 for multi-core performance. These are pretty good numbers. As for Cinebench R23, it scored 968 points in single core and 3628 points in multi-core. These numbers show that the CPU is very capable and offers great performance. It directly competes with the lower watt version of i7 11th Gen range CPUs present right now, and it even compares very nicely to the Ryzen 7 1700X CPU lineup. Now let's do some real world performance tests, and I'll be conducting them right in front of you. So let's get started with them. So for the real world performance test, first we'll be testing Google Chrome startup speed on this laptop, and after that what we'll do is that I'll open 20 plus tabs on Chrome to see how it performs under that load. So first let's test Google Chrome startup speed. 2, 1, start. So as you can see, Google Chrome opened very quickly on this laptop. This is a bit indicative of the performance. But now we'll do the ultimate real world benchmark. I'll open 20 plus Chrome tabs and I'll meet you in just a moment. So now I have opened 15 tabs in Google Chrome, out of which 5 tabs are playing YouTube videos in 4K and HD resolution. Apart from that, I have a few other websites open like Mail, Drive, and some news websites. And under that load, this laptop is performing really well. Let me switch between tabs and you can see for yourself how well the laptop performs. So as you can see, the switching between the tabs is very quick and very smooth. And apart from that, if we reload one of these tabs and then play it, still everything's working perfectly fine. Now let's put a bit more stress on this laptop and we'll open a few more background applications before concluding with our performance test. So now I have put the ultimate stress on this laptop. I have opened those 15 Google tabs. Apart from that, I have PowerPoint open, Excel open, DaVinci Resolve open, and MS Office open. And I am playing a 1080p video in Resolve right now. Now let's look at the performance. So Resolve is not dropping a single frame while editing this video, even though there are so many background apps open. While switching between apps, it's very fast and very smooth, and upon playing YouTube videos, it's still pretty nice. Now before you get very happy with the performance level of this laptop, I do have to tell you one thing. The thermal management on this laptop is the worst ever I have ever seen. Even under normal load, it gets pretty warm, and when you're doing intensive tasks like video editing or you have 20 plus Chrome tabs open, then the fans kick in very quickly and it gets very hot, so much so that you can't touch this laptop without burning yourself. So that is one point which comes with the awesome performance: bad thermal management. If that doesn't matter to you much, then this is one of the best mid-range laptops you can get right now. Apart from the performance, the webcam is very problematic too. It doesn't work, it glitches quite a lot, and the Lenovo support team is working on fixing this. The speakers are good and the microphone is great too. So now let's sum up this review with the pros and cons of this laptop. So the pros of this laptop are the nice build quality and the color it comes with, the great Lenovo keyboard which you get, very great I/O, which means the ports. It also comes with very nice performance and it has pretty respectable battery life. Now the cons to this laptop are that it has no fingerprint sensor. At this price point, I would have loved if they would have included a fingerprint sensor on the laptop. And the second con is the subpar display with which this laptop comes. The third is that there is not a very nice trackpad, and the fourth is the bad thermal management. So here's my final verdict. It's a great laptop if you are an office worker, a student, or a casual 1080p video editor and you want a powerful laptop that doesn't cost a ton of money, then this is one of the best options available on the market right now. And if you're someone who does a lot of multitasking and heavy work like 3D rendering, 4K video editing, graphic designing, then you must look for some other laptop than this. So that was it. Thumbs if you liked the video and subs if you loved it. Thanks for watching.